one. Well,
Oh, and
thanks
now
for
you're
tuning in to a new
recording.
episode of Real Talk NFL. The last time around, I almost said last week. I guess it's been a couple weeks. Um, we went through the AFC North. Today we're going to go through the AFC East. But before we do that, there has been some news the
Big
last
news.
few days that we'll go through. Part of it actually goes with the AFC North. But let's go with the smaller news first. So today, Nick Chubb passed his physical and has signed a one-year deal worth 2.5 million to the Houston Texans. And let me double check and make sure, but I believe Joe Mixon is still on the roster. So you'll have a two-headed back system with Mixon. And I feel like, didn't they already have a two-back system? Well, maybe not. Oh, because Mixon was hurt. That's
Hey,
right. That's
where's
what I'm thinking
Hans
of.
at?
What was that?
I'm
Is it Hans is there? Okay. I thought we lost him.
Oh, no. Not yet.
I should have better service now. I'm not at a lake where I get questionable service.
Yeah, that kind of, yeah. So Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon, what you guys think about that pickup for Houston?
It'll be a
If they're
solid.
both, if they're
goal
both
threat
healthy,
system.
they'll probably both have like 800 or 1,000 yards rushing and some receiving yards. We'll have to see
Fantasy
if
point.
they're healthy. When you
Well,
have two backs, though, they're not as good in fantasy because you split it between the two of them rather than just give the ball to them 25 times.
right. I mean, they're not going to get 20 carries a game. They'll get, I mean, obviously like 20, 25 carries total, but I don't think there's going to be a dominant back,
Yeah.
which I
We'll
think
have
for
to find
Mixon,
out.
that's going to help him last a little bit longer. I mean, given the hit that he got injured on last year against Chicago was a hit that they were looking to get outlawed.
The
Um,
hit drop
the hip
hit
drop.
drop
Yep.
tackle. Yeah.
Yep. Um, so it
Still
wasn't
makes
like
him did all
he's
right last
fragile,
year,
he's
though.
too old. I mean, there's a hit the track, a dangerous hit they've been trying to get rid of for a while now. So
They
um,
don't. It's gonna be like they're gonna start playing flag football here soon.
Yeah, they better start doing some weak ejections like they do in MLB now. So as soon as you start talking a little trash, they eject the manager or the
you're
player
right.
from the game.
Can you imagine how
In
many
high
people being
school,
ejected?
I'm dating myself here, but in high school, we could sell horse collar.
Mm. Yeah.
But that sucked. So
But you know what? For Nick Chubb though, this is like the perfect place for him, I think.
oh yeah.
I think this works because you don't have to be the feature back. I think the days of him being the feature back are done. With the injuries that he's had, yeah. So to go with a guy like Joe Mixon, who probably also needs to have that the 50-50 split, I think this actually could be really good. Pretty decent backfield. And Houston's a good team. Houston's a really good team. So
Houston's gonna be a good team because they have 6 easy wins in their division.
well, yeah.
Who's in their division?
I was trying to debate that, but I can't.
Isn't it Jaguars in their division?
What was that?
Isn't Jaguars in their division?
Jaguars,
Yeah,
Colts,
There's two
and
wins there.
and
There's
Titans.
4 wins there.
So yeah,
Possibly 5, maybe
Texans.
6.
If they're just an 8-8 caliber, they
And
could
who
beat
is their
those teams.
quarterback?
Texans,
Yeah,
TJ Stroud.
I thought. Damn Ohio State.
So fantastic Ohio State quarterback.
One and only.
Justin, we can get tickets to go see Notre Dame and Wisconsin play in 2026 at Lambeau.
Do it. Hey, you have alumni there. See what you can get us a discount. The shirtless one would go.
No, Wisconsin will lose like 50-7, but Could be
But
interesting.
here's the other question: do we just tailgate the whole time? I
Okay,
heard
get back
Lambeau
on
Field.
topic.
Hey,
My
Lambeau
goodness.
Field. I'm not a Packers fan, but I hear they have the best tailgating in the country.
Well, yeah, it's Wisconsin. What do you expect? The land of beer.
And bratwurst.
What do you expect? So the big news, though, big news, and this might change some of our placements for the AFC North. Aaron Rodgers, 1 year deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers. What are we expecting from Pittsburgh this year? I believe I had him second on the list. You guys had him third.
Has
So
a
where does
first one.
that put them then now in division?
I'll
First.
say second. I don't know.
You're,
I'm not sure how the division, because the Ravens should be really good, although they haven't proved anything, made to the Super Bowl, but they've been what, like a 10 to 12 win, 10 to something
oh,
win team, 10 plus win team, except the 1 year when a bunch of people got hurt.
Well,
I think they're
Lamar
the team to beat.
Jackson.
I think they're the
I'm
team to
going to
beat in
say.
the conference.
I'll say one thing. Lamar Jackson is no longer the sheriff in that division. He's now the deputy. There's a new sheriff in town. It's called Discount Double Check, baby. The guy that owns the freaking Chicago Bears.
Well,
And that's coming from a Bears fan. Hey, he might be old, but don't count that man out. He just wanted out. He just wanted out of Green Bay.
I can
yeah,
still
but we
see
have to remember the year with the Jets.
It's the
And I
freaking
know
Jets.
it's the Jets. A lot of guys have had bad years with the Jets. There's only two guys I can think of that's actually succeeded. That's Mark
Look at
Sanchez, and then which I
Brett
still
Favre
can't believe he made to the AFC Championship back
and
in
Brett Favre.
2010. Brett Favre didn't do that well with the
Well,
Jets.
then he go.
Ryan
Yeah, then he
Fitzpatrick
went to the
did though.
Vikings. Then he went to the Vikings, right?
Went to the Vikings, and it
And
worked.
look, he's Aaron Rodgers is following his daddy.
But though, Brett Favre didn't experience a major injury before going to the Vikings.
His elbow was this freaking big. Come on now.
But these are Rodgers' stats from last year. So
Yeah.
just 103 yards shy of 4,000. Decent.
Yeah.
Less impressive with the extra game, but still very, very decent. Only 28 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. Completed 63% of his passes. Had the 25th, was 25th as far as quarterback rating goes. Quarterback rating of 48.0, which is not good.
No, he wanted out.
Doesn't a guy who wants out is still going to play well.
But does he have to?
Apparently not, but
See?
doesn't mean that he's going to be fantastic there in Pittsburgh. I think he's an
No.
upgrade over Mason Rudolph, but I'm not sure he's that much of an
How about
upgrade over
upgrading
Mason
Mason
Rudolph.
Rudolph?
Thing with Mason Rudolph, he's not a great quarterback, should not be starting in the league. However, he's one of those guys when he's in a system, he still makes it work. He'll win games. You're not going to win because of him. But with Aaron Rodgers, with his ego, I think you could end up losing games because of his ego.
I really have no idea how good the Steelers are going to be. I could see them upsetting the Bengals and Ravens, or beating them at least once. I don't know. For some reason, Pittsburgh knows how to play. Those teams play like crap. And then Boswell makes like a 50-yard field goal to win the game.
They'll at least won 3 games, and they might split with the Ravens.
They say they'll at least win 3 games.
And
No, all the 2 teams you just said.
Okay,
Are the
okay.
Bengals-
Oh, I got you.
Ravens. Because the Bengals are led by a bum. I'm still on that.
Going back to the joke. So, okay,
He's a bum.
just making sure we got this correct. So 2025 Aaron Rodgers. I'm not talking about 2010 Aaron Rodgers when he beat Pittsburgh in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
2025 Aaron Rodgers, you would take him over Joe Burrow.
Hands down. You know why? Because he's a leader. Joe Burrows can't lead donkeys down the
You know
Grand
what?
Canyon.
Just for fun, I don't have this pulled up, so we're going to pull this up right now. You want to take any guesses on Joe Burrow's stats from last year?
They're pretty good because he has probably the best two receiving duo in the NFL, and a good running back and a pretty good offensive line. But they didn't win the playoffs.
He had 1,000 more yards than Aaron Rodgers,
He should.
just shy of 5,000 yards. He had 15 more touchdowns than Aaron Rodgers
Yeah.
and 2 less interceptions with a QBR of 75, which was third in the league.
But look, who's his
But
receiver?
he's worse than Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yeah, he's worse than Aaron Rodgers.
I'm gonna have to jump on the bet of the Steelers over 8.5 wins because I see this one Vegas thing is only predicting them to get 8.5 wins.
They'll do 8.5 wins. I'm good with that.
Oh yeah.
I'm good with that. I have him second. And really, for me, I'm not sure. I might still have him second just because their defense is close. I think they could. Honestly, I don't think it's that much of a difference going from Mason Rudolph to Aaron Rodgers. I think, if anything, Rodgers can lose. Rudolph won't lose the locker room, but Rodgers could.
There's a reason why they.
And
There's
with
a reason
that,
why they went after
that
him.
kind of pulls me into saying that if that's what happens, they're going to lose more games that, and you could see Cincinnati pulling the second place there.
Okay,
If that's what happens.
Which two quarterbacks did Pittsburgh have last year? They had Russell Wilson
Yes,
and
and
the
Justin Fields.
Ohio State alumni Justin Fields. Russell Wilson had a pretty decent season last year.
Yep.
And Justin Fields,
he wasn't as
and
good.
Justin Fields didn't have a bad one at all. So
No.
why would they? If Rodgers was not as good as Mason Rudolph, why would they get rid of either one of them? Why wouldn't they just sign them? But they went with Aaron Rodgers because there's something there that I hate to say it. Russell Wilson says his hand injury is not the same. Justin Fields doesn't have the killer instinct. Mason Rudolph doesn't have that killer instinct, that Jordan Kobe that Mamba mentality. Aaron Rodgers has, and that's the thing they're missing.
We'll see if it works out. And the thing is with Pittsburgh still, they don't have a receiving core. You got Freiermuth, who's going to be good in the red zone. One of the best red zone tight ends in the league. You have DK Metcalf, who is one of the best big body receivers in the league. After that, it's so I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I'm not sure exactly what to expect.
Here's the thing: is we didn't really see what their third and fourth receiver looked like in Pittsburgh because Russell Wilson always threw to like either tight end, the first receiver, number one receiver, the second receiver.
Well,
Justin Fields, if the pocket collapsed on him, he just ran. So you didn't see any of the other bench players what they have.
and now you have Pickens out there as well. They'll have a lot more opportunities as well. So that's going to be interesting to see if maybe they do have that stud receiver that's just been overshadowed.
He's sitting in the stables.
So we'll see. It's going to be very interesting week one to see Aaron Rodgers and Justin Fields go at it once again. But I'm not sure if you noticed as well, Fields going from Pittsburgh to the Jets and Rodgers going from the Jets to Pittsburgh, as well as the two former rivals, Chicago and Green Bay, but also you had that connection in there as well.
Vegas predicts the Jets to be the third worst team.
So
I believe that.
I believe that. I have no faith in Justin Fields.
So I think that's a good segue to the AFC North. So let's go into
one more thing. One more thing. Can we touch this? Where did Captain Smallhands go? He left the Eagles.
Now he's in Cleveland.
Browns.
So how many quarterbacks do they have on the roster? Like 7?
Like 5.
They have 5 that are competing for the job.
They have Flacco, Deshaun Watson, Kenny Pickett, and who's the person from Oregon they drafted? And then they have Dylan Gabriel, and they have Shadur. So one of them is getting caught and one of them probably going on the practice squad, and then they're gonna have 2 on the active. Or you can have 3 QBs on your active roster now, can't
Right.
you?
And that's probably what they'll do. The 2 rookies will be on there because you can't have
And
those guys
Flacco.
on the practice squad. Both of them have to make the roster.
I'll say Flacco will be starting over Deshaun Watson.
Watson will be cut. He'll be the first one to go.
Yeah,
He
Actually,
might
no.
not even make it to preseason, to be honest.
The thing is, are they going to eat his contract then?
Yeah,
Yeah. Do they have enough
They'll eat
cap
it.
space to do that?
just like what Denver had to do with Wilson. They'll eat it.
Isn't he still owed like 3 years of guaranteed money or 2 years of guaranteed money?
Something like
Yeah.
that. I mean, it's
That's not a good agent.
terrible. Well, Cleveland's the only team that would do something like that too. But anyway, let's go into the AFC East.
Okay.
So, you know what? Before we get into rankings, though,
Let's do the game.
let's do the game. Let's do the game. So I should have had this ready on my phone. I did not. So I'm just going to come up just randomly. We're going to take a look at the 4 starting quarterbacks, that presumed starting quarterbacks for the AFC East. I'm going to give you their yards, touchdowns, and interceptions from last year. You tell me who it is. So let's start out with this. Had 2,867 yards, 19 touchdowns, 7 interceptions with a rating of 101.4.
Hawk Tua.
Justin,
Josh Allen.
how many yards do you think Josh Allen had?
Over 4,000.
Well, this is 3. This is below 3.
Oh. I think Han's right. Hawk Tua.
It's Tua.
That's because he got a concussion. That's why.
That's exactly.
He needs
Exactly,
to retire, to be honest with you, because concussions are nothing to play with. I know.
Now let's see if you can get this one. 2,276 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions.
That's a Patriots quarterback.
Is that Drake May? Because Aaron Rodgers had a lot more last year. I thought Drake May had more yards. I thought Drake May had more yards than that, but maybe he didn't.
Nope. And then 1,106 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 1 interception.
That had to be the Dolphins' backup. Or was that Justin Fields?
It was Justin Fields.
Field.
Which I will say, out of like,
Hey,
how many games did he
have?
start fully? He started 4 or 5 games full.
How many fumbles did he have?
Well, let's see.
I'm guessing like 3.
You have to remember, Pittsburgh has a decent offensive line.
So, but if he still gets hit, he can't hang on the ball.
So Fields started 6 games, played in 10. That can show me.
How many times was he sacked last year? 16. Does it say fumbles on football?
So rushing, he also ran for just shy of 300 yards, ran for 5 touchdowns. Had 6 fumbles. So I'll give you that. I'll give you that. And then I doubt you can get this one. I highly doubt you can figure out this one. 3,731 yards, 28. Wow. Let me just try that again. 3,731 yards, 28 touchdowns, 6 interceptions.
Josh Allen.
Be Josh Allen, the last one remaining, who actually had the same amount of touchdowns as Aaron Rodgers.
But didn't he?
And 100 yards less than Aaron Rodgers.
Didn't he have a whole bunch of rushing touchdowns, though?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's why.
He had 12 rushing touchdowns.
What? 12 rushing?
531 yards and what did I say? 12 touchdowns. Yeah, 12 touchdowns. And 5 fumbles. Just thought I'd throw that stat in there.
Would you guys go to the Bills again?
Do I have to go to Buffalo?
Yeah. If the tickets already paid for, would you go?
I have a cheap table. I need to get a cheap table to jump on.
So, all right,
brother-
last place for the AFC East, who do you guys have?
What?
For last
Last
place,
place. Dolphins.
Jets.
got Jets.
Dolphins.
So, Jets, let me hear you taking the Dolphins then.
Because we don't know how Tua is going to be. If he gets hit one more time, he could be a vegetable.
That's fair. Is
So
Skylar Thompson still the backup?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Grant, they have all these weapons, but it's designed around Tua, Tariq Hill, and
Waddle.
they had a good running back too. But
Mhm.
is it Morris or something like that? I don't even know if he's still. Yeah. And they don't have.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, their defense is not great because they're supposed to outscore the team by like double.
Yeah.
So yeah, and when it's all firing on all cylinders, it's like a top fuel dragster.
The Dolphins have Quinn Ewers.
Oh,
They
really?
Yeah, that says on their roster they have 4 quarterbacks right now. They have Quinn Ewers, Brett Gabbert, Tua, and Zach Wilson.
Oh,
Who's Quinn Ewers?
Texas.
This year, Texas?
He was on
What?
Texas the last 2 years, right?
Hey,
I think so, yeah.
hey, I'm gonna go with Hans with the Jets because he did some pretty good things in Texas. It might not transfer over to the NFL, but you know what? He has enough weapons around him. It could.
And say what you will about Blaine Gabbert and Zach Wilson, but
It's
it's
Brett
not good over
Gabbert,
Skylar
not
Thompson.
Blaine Gabbert. It's some guy from Miami, Ohio.
Oh,
It's a rookie. They must have signed him as a UF.
I thought you said Blaine
Miami,
Gabbert. Okay.
Ohio. That's
Right.
a MAC player, dude. Don't count them out either.
He's probably going to be on the practice squad, though. I doubt he'll make
Yeah.
the active roster.
Hey, we have a good MAC player from Illinois that went up to Canada because everybody said he was too short to play and won gold cups or gray cups. Who was that, Zach?
Is that Jordan Lynch? Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, 2 of them.
Yeah. Now, Hans, I'll let you talk about the Jets. I want
I
to
just
add a
have
little bit on,
they
on
have
them.
some 17-year-old using Madden ratings to scout their players, and I just think they're a big question mark. It'll be interesting to see if Fields is actually good, but
He's not.
I have no idea because they're kind of dysfunctional.
Yeah. No, that's
They
And
have the
there's-
longest drought of the playoffs.
Hey, Hans, if I was the Jets, I'd rather have Dan Orlovsky back there taking the snap than Justin Fields.
Dan
I think
Orlovsky
Fields-
and Mark Sanchez, like a hybrid of Mark Sanchez and Dan Orlovsky, butt fumble and run out of the back of the end zone.
Yep.
See, I think Fields will be fine if he has the right coach. And that's my problem with the Jets. They do not have the right coach. I think Terrell Austin, we'll see if he can be a good head coach or not. I don't really, when it comes to a defensive head coach, they're not
Here's the question.
responsible for what?
Here's the question: how tall is their offensive line?
That I don't know on the top of my head.
Because that's gonna play a big thing there. Because Fields is short,
He's not
and
short.
I said that when he came. Oh, he's short. You're taller than him, Zach.
I don't think so. I think Fields is
He-
over
he's
6 foot.
He's barely 6
like
foot.
average sized.
But when you have like linemen that are like 6'4", 6'6",
He's
You ain't gonna
6'3".
see over. He ain't 6'3".
He's 6'3".
Hey, are we using the presidential mathematics here?
That's
Because
just what Google tells me.
there's no way he's 6'3", and
Yeah.
Donald Trump is 6'4", 220 pounds.
But my problem with the Jets, because he went defensive head coach, you need to have a strong offensive-minded coordinator. Otherwise, we've seen that, especially Justin, as us being Bears fans, we've seen that. We've
Yep.
seen the Bears go for Shane Waldron, Luke Getsy, and things just didn't work. Or Bill Lazor. So
Where
can
did
you
Luke
guess
Getsy
who
come
the
from?
Jets
Refresh
grabbed?
my mind.
What?
Where did Luke Getsy come from? Refresh my mind.
Green Bay.
That explains it all.
We got him because he was in the room, the same room as Aaron Rodgers and Sean McVay. That's literally how he got the job. He not because of anything he did. He was just in the room.
That's like Dave getting
but-
2 coaching jobs because of Peyton Manning giving him a good reference and making him look good.
Oh, yeah.
But can you guess who the Jets offensive coordinator is?
I don't even know who it is. I haven't followed it that close. I have not been that into football, so.
You know what? We go over. We can just do back-to-back part twos, right?
But we could. But there's Tanner Engstrand. Engstrand is their offensive coordinator, the forward passing game coordinator for the Lions. So literally, once again, someone who has not called plays but has been in the same room. Has been. Just imagine, as a Bears fan, you get Ben Johnson, and we're really paying attention to who he gets as a defensive coordinator because that matters. You want to have someone who's been a defense coordinator before, who knows how to establish a defense. Imagine if Ben Johnson got Terrell Austin's linebacker coach to be his defensive coordinator. That's essentially what Terrell Austin did with the offensive coordinator, and usually that does not pan out well. Justin Fields, I think, could be a good quarterback if you gave him the right coach. Like Justin, we talked about this before, that if we had Justin Fields still with the Bears, I think Caleb Williams is a better quarterback. Justin Fields, you can do a lot more with them, and you can have a more electric offense than you could.
Here comes the shirtless
Fields, if you give him the right coach, if you give him like what Baltimore's given Lamar Jackson, I think Fields could be something, but that's not what the Jets did. So I had the Jets.
They've been able to transition Lamar Jackson to do more passing, though, too. Like he's improved as a passer, and he's been in the NFL longer.
Fields is an accurate passer. Only 1 interception last year. He's not someone who's going to throw a bunch of picks, but he does hold on the ball too long, gets sacked a lot, fumbles a lot. But you put him on a rollout, he can work. But they don't have the receiving core either to make that happen either.
The shirtless wonder had a message for Hans, but I don't know if you heard it, Zach.
Oh.
It's brandy time, and he said the Packers suck.
Oh, my goodness. Now, we only have 5 minutes left.
Well, what?
So we got to go quickly through this. We've talked about the Dolphins, talked about the Jets. So I have Dolphins.
Jets will be at the bottom. Dolphins. Bills will be at the top.
I'm really unsure of how to rate the Dolphins and Patriots because what does they say? The Patriots have like 8.5 wins. Or 7.5. I don't know. I think Drake May will be better this year, but I don't know how much better. And it all depends upon how much of a diva Stephon Diggs decides to be. If he keeps sprinkling things in the water and misbehaving, he might not be very good. But if he can straighten up his act, he could help them a lot.
Yeah, Stephon Diggs is on the way out. I hate to say it, he's getting old.
But Aaron Rodgers is fine. I just want to make sure we clear that up.
Yeah. Hey, your quarterback should not be getting hit as many times as your receiver is.
So they think the Patriots are going to have 7.5, but
I'll give them 9.
It all depends on how much better Vrabel can make them play as a team. I'm not sure what he'll do. Like he was good at Tennessee for a few years, then He
Mike
kind of
Vrabel's a good coach.
out with the GM and the owner, and then he had a bad year and he got fired.
Hey, did
Well,
the
even
Patriots play
then,
the Packers?
his bad year wasn't even that bad. They just didn't make
Yeah.
playoffs. He's a good coach. I think he'll do just fine there with the Patriots. My big question mark for them is, can Drake May take that next step?
What
You have
college did he go
Stephon Diggs
to?
now as receiver. Stephon Diggs may be older, but he's still a good receiver.
What college did Drake May go to?
I can't think of the top of my head.
Was it Michigan? It wasn't Michigan, was it?
No.
Well, I think it was North Carolina, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yep, North Carolina.
There's been a couple of good quarterbacks in the last 10 years coming out of North Carolina.
Don't you dare
one
say
you
Trubisky.
think is good, but no one else thinks is good.
If you say
Hey,
Trubisky, you lose all credibility of your Justin Fields and Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, I'm going to tell you, Trubisky is a good quarterback. He took the Bears to playoffs.
Okay,
Twice.
no, the defense took the Bears to the playoffs.
Hey, he was the captain
That's
of the
like
team.
saying Mason Rudolph took Pittsburgh to the playoffs.
Mason Rudolph, I thought they were like 9-8 and like one game shy of making the playoffs when Mason Rudolph started.
Oh yeah, they barely made it in. They barely made it.
If we had the same coach when we drafted Trubisky and we had him all through the Trubisky years and didn't get that screwed up jackhole from Kansas City, I think we've been in more playoffs. I think we would.
I completely agree. I think Trubisky was a good prospect.
Yeah.
But he was ruined like so many other good prospects. Coach just didn't know how to utilize him, didn't want him to begin with. And it ruined his career. Trubisky could have been something, but
here's the question. Here's the thing. He's a backup in Buffalo for a reason, because they don't have to change the game plan around him.
That's true.
So that should tell you one thing right there, because Josh Allen, I know this is what we're talking about. Josh Allen's not a slouch quarterback by no means.
Mm-mm.
You just, like, why that one year, why didn't he beat the Chiefs? Was Mahomes making up with the official plan? I don't know. But I don't know. I'm behaving myself to this.
All right, Allen's a good quarterback. He reminds me of Phillip Rivers. So he's one of the best in the game, just cannot get over that hump in the playoffs. And sometimes it's officials, sometimes it's just how the rules are made. Other times it's just he just isn't able to get there.
It's the Flutie curse, man. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Look, that's what it is. Because they told Flutie he was too short, and no one played. I think then he came back to Buffalo. Didn't he 1 year?
I can't remember.
He won like 4 Grey Cups in Canada as a quarterback. Yeah.
We have less than a minute left to go.
Yeah.
So I think the Bills are going to make the playoffs, but like a team like the Ravens, Bengals, or Chiefs will beat the Bills in the playoffs. I hope they can somehow get over their playoff.
The Chiefs will. You know why? Because it's good for ratings.
That's fair. But we're going to end there because it's going to kick us off here in a couple seconds.
To throw some yellow things like this to get some automatic first downs.
All right, Hans, give them your quote for the day.
Well, it's going to kick us off here like in 2 seconds.
All right.
So